First, it is incorrect to compare a recent project to projects that were completed in the past. Secondly, projects have financial difficulties and have valid reasons for being expensive. Third, if we are unable to express an exact and objective opinion, both from the project staff and from the state oil fund that gave the funds, the public needs to be informed. If we even had 30 to 40% of this information, questions would not arise and we would not make incorrect comparisons.
The money for the construction of this line should be transparent so that the public should know why such means were given. The construction was not bid correctly, or was it something else? What do the audits show? Should information be given to the community regarding the transparency of money for this project? At least information should be given to experts.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you on this issue. I remember the year that the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipe was completed. We conducted public hearings with representatives of international financial corporations, a consortium from the companies that participated in the construction, and other credit organizations that gave money. There was accountability, responsibility, and presentations during this time, and the public had fewer unanswered questions. I agree with you on this issue. There are a lot of unanswered questions concerning this project.
I want to note one issue, that the construction of the water line that Turan Kazinedaroğlu Construction Company of Turkey, the company that constructed the Alat Gazi Mehmet highway, stated. They said that the construction of this highway was criticized by the Azerbaijan government. How does this company win the tender of another project then?
This question should be addressed to the government. This question needs to be answered by the State Oil Fund and Azersu. It is clear that the management of this project has a large means and an interest in the government. The state is interested in implementing large projects with companies, operators, and agencies that they're familiar with. I understand this logic. If questions regarding previous projects were not raised against the company, the winning of the tender for that company would interest me.
There is another interesting issue. The projects that were criticized by experts are all related to water. More than 400 million AZN were given for the construction of summer offshore and irrigation system. This project is not finished yet. Why is it so?
As members of civil society and experts, one of our mistakes is that we observe numbers, but we do not know what stands behind these numbers. Our first reaction is to ask why it is so expensive. We begin to say that there must be tremendous corruption here, basing it on only our own disbelief for the amount of money being spent. It is difficult for me to say whether there is corruption in these large projects. I understand that they are difficult projects. I understand that these projects have the capacities to be extremely costly. I also understand that Azerbaijan, as a post-Soviet country, needs a huge improvement in infrastructure and especially concerning these processes. I understand that most experts in the world say that Azerbaijan state oil funds should be operated abroad. This doesn't influence the internal economy negatively. It is known that during the crisis, most people whose money were invested abroad suffered a serious loss. Even though there is corruption in Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan gave 80 to 90% of its money to internal projects. This means that Azerbaijan had little loss and could work on reconstructing the internal economy. This is a new approach now. You should finance your own new projects because the world financial market is too risky and you could lose everything. This is the right position to take, especially when risks are high. I would like to see a decrease in the money given to the water projects. As of right now, internal projects are not observed. Management should be effective and the evaluation of them objective and transparent.
The budget of the State Oil Fund is meant for the people. How will the control mechanism be for people? People should believe that there is a real transparency here, and this is for the people's benefit. Our talks are related to transparency and control.
I would like to briefly say that control should be multi-staged and efficient. This form of control should be unacceptable to the world. This should not be a simple control form. Control systems of the world depend on good management principles. There are organizations that have control functions that go against one another in authority and government. The organization that should determine the main goal of the large money is the Chamber of Accounting. For example, special control should be carried out by the management during the completion of such projects, but the Ministry of Finance should also carry out the management as an internal control. For example, Parliament, other organizations of the state, and the court system should be connected to the projects directly. If this is in place, control from civil society will play its role from the public point of interest. If these organizations are not in their place, civil society cannot be a substitute for their place. Civil society cannot be the Chamber of Accounting. If we have large and high-quality examinations, we cannot implement an audit. There is a special organ for it. I would like that we use these rules correctly. When civil society, when we don't have the correct position, is very bad. I support that citizens have a voice, and we are concerned with the voices of citizens, not control.
Thank you for answering our difficult questions.
Thank you.